to you live from our studios at number 5, Ola Hansen Lane, Tesano, Accra. My name is Philip Ni Latte. Coming up. Court remands into custody 2 persons suspected to have been involved in the daylight bullion van attack which led to the death of a police officer at Ablikuma Farm-Milk. The Attorney General Godfred Yebu-Adame raises concerns over comment affecting James Jashikwesen's criminal trial.
I'm not going to comment on it right now. I'll come up with a proper statement on the matter, and it will be in respect of all comments generally which have the tendency to subvert the administration of justice. I think that is very unhealthy for our democratic dispensation, and therefore we must not countenance it.
Residents of Ajay Kojo in the Greater Accra region threatened to block political activities in the area leading up to the 2024 general elections over neglected roads. Meanwhile, chiefs and residents of Nyakrom and Shamai in the western region demonstrate over poor roads.
We, the concerned citizens in this community, have also resolved not to allow any politician, especially the Member of Parliament for Tema West constituency, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra, to come to Ajay Kojo and its adjoining communities for any political activity.
Pregnant women get miscarriages. Why? Why? Are you also reducing our number?
And later on CNR Extra, NPP presidential hopefuls facing vetting committee confident of approval for primaries.
I had a good interaction with the committee. As you're all aware, I've been through this exercise on several other occasions, so I'm quite familiar and comfortable with this process.
I think some people's one took 2 hours, so 1 hour is the shortest that I think has been. It means that everything went well, the conversation was smooth, I answered all the questions they asked in the best of my ability.
CNR Extra is live on CCTV. You can join us with your thoughts, submissions, and comment via our WhatsApp line 020-444-7033. You can also join us on CityTube as we stream there live on YouTube. Jude Mensadaka, you're welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, super. I mean, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Like your tie.
Thank you
fly. Let's bring you the very first story, and that has to do with the court remanding into custody 2 persons suspected to have been involved in the daylight bullion van attack which led to the death of a police officer at Ablikuma Farm-Milk.
2 persons involved in the killing of Police Lance Corporal Callistus Amwa have been remanded into police custody and charged with counts of conspiracy to commit murder and murder. The 2, Benjamin Ojogbe and Rashid Abdul, according to police sources, were part of a gang of armed robbers who attacked a bullion van at Ablikuma Farm-Milk Star Oil filling station, killing the police officer in the process. CCTV footage of the incident revealed one of the robbers moving close to the passenger side of the bullion van, shooting at the police officer. The police have since been on a manhunt for the suspects. On Monday, however, the 2 accused persons were arraigned at the Kaneshie District Court, but their pleas were not taken. Now, according to the information made available to the court, the robbers bolted with over 145,000 Ghana cedis.
So that was a very sad incident when it occurred, leaving a young lady as a widow. And now I can say that the swift action from the Ghana Police Service is laudable. We are just hoping and praying that there will be a finality to this particular issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite refreshing hearing that some progress is being made on this matter and some proper progress in the sense in that there have been some arrests. Not all of them have been arrested. We understand some 2 people involved in this heinous crime have been apprehended. So kudos to the police.
Yeah.
They always say that when it involves one of their own, it's a different kind of energy. I'm not sure if that's what you are saying, but whatever the case is, we want all those behind that apprehended and made to face the law. In the past, there have been instances where a similar bullion van robbery like this, it became a very messy affair with the police after the suspected criminals or the killers in the one that happened in, was it Jamestown? Adedimpo.
Yeah.
Yes. With that particular one, it became very, when some of the people believed to be behind the robbery and the killing of the police officer were apprehended, we later saw read news about how some of them were murdered by the police after a shootout. It was quite a messy affair. We don't want any of this. We want the law to take its course, and we hope that the police will go to a reasonable conclusion on this particular matter. So kudos Ghana Police, and I hope this can bring some, it can to an extent assuage the pain of the grieving family.
Very important, and now we will still be hoping that there's going to be a finality to this particular issue. But kudos to the Ghana Police Service for the swift action. Away from this story, residents of Ajay Kojo in the Greater Accra region, they are now excited about the bad nature of the road in the community. They are hoping and willing to block all the political activities in that particular community. But you know what, Jude, this issue with the road, it's one too many, because it happened, we'll bring you that insert. It happened in Ajay Kojo, and also, I'm tempted to say Ajay Kojo, and they also said another one too happened at Shama. But let's bring you that of the Ajay Kojo, and we'll talk about that right after this insert.
A group known as the Concerned Citizens of Ajay Kojo has issued a warning stating that they will prevent Member of Parliament for the Tema West constituency, Carlos Ahinkra, from engaging in any political activities in the area leading up to the 2024 general elections. Their decision stems from the authorities' failure to address the deplorable state of the roads in the area. The group has also stated their intention to take to the streets if the government does not meet their demand to make the roads passable within a 14-day ultimatum. The following report has more.
The roads in Ajay Kojo Township have become a major source of frustration for residents and motorists. The dusty and poorly drained roads have led to prolonged travel times and heavy vehicular traffic, negatively impacting economic activities in the area and neighboring communities. In response to this dire situation, some residents of Ajay Kojo have appealed to the government to take immediate action in fixing the poor road network. Evans McCarthy, the convener for the residents, emphasized the urgency of the matter.
Citizens of Ajay Kojo and its environs wish to call on the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Bawumia-led government, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra and the Tema West Municipal Assembly to, as a matter of urgency, turn their attention to fix the following road networks in the Ajay Kojo Township. Some of these roads are the underbridge to Madina Road. And when we say underbridge to Madina Road, this road is connecting to Madina. And if this road is constructed, it's going to ease the traffic on the motorway.
Furthermore, the group has issued a strong warning that they will prevent the Member of Parliament for Tema West constituency from campaigning in the area ahead of the 2024 general elections. They have also threatened to stage protests if the government fails to intervene within 14 days.
Heed to our request will mean that they are inviting us to hit the streets in the name of demonstrations 14 days in order to drum home our grievances. Finally, we, the concerned citizens in this community, have also resolved not to allow any politician, especially the Member of Parliament for Tema West constituency, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra, to come to Ajay Kojo and its adjoining communities for any political activity.
Regina Mensah, a member of the unit committee of the Ajay Kojo electoral area, shares the sentiments of the group and has expressed her commitment to supporting the planned protest despite a previous attempt that was foiled by a court order.
Of Ajay Kojo, sometimes ago, we wrote to the police that we wanted to do demonstration for the roads. When we send it, even they send it to court, they didn't allow this. So we quit it off.
What will be your next line of action?
We are still planning to do the demonstration.
To gain further insight into the situation, the news team spoke with a commercial driver at a Ajay Kojo transport station who lamented the negative impact of the unmotorable roads on their business.
8 minutes to General Hospital. You can't even go into speed of even 15 kilometers. This is Ajay Kojo road. So when they talk about Ajay Kojo, it's not far away. Just 8 minutes drive to General Hospital. That is Tema West. So this one, the road, we are very tired. And when we hear of President coming to Ajay Kojo, you see that they will bring the tractors, every machine, and come and put on the road and level the road very neatly. Then after the president has left Ajay Kojo, that is the end of the road.
In 2021, the government declared the year as the special initiative for road construction to address the infrastructure deficit. However, this initiative has faced widespread opposition, with critics describing it as a mere rhetoric.
Indeed, this is a government that has been in power for 6 years. And for me, I believe 6 years is a long time. And this is a government that has declared a year of roads. You understand? So it is unfortunate that we can see this kind of roads in Ajay Kojo. And what has happened over the years too is that this place has been neglected, has been abandoned. A lot of the things that they want to do, they do it at other places and even at the Tema main areas. But here has been abandoned. But this is also part of Tema West. There is a general perception that because this is a stronghold of the NDC, whatever they will do for them, they will still vote for the NDC. And that is why maybe they have been. These are some of the reasons that have come up. You understand?
Efforts to reach the municipal chief.
Jude, residents of Ajay Kojo, they are not excited.
I mean,
they are not.
We saw residents of Teshi decide to take matters into their own hands in a way the constitution prescribes, and some results are being achieved in that we've seen constructors move onto the sites trying to get their road fixed. Other areas are Blekuma. I mean, the roads problem in this country, it's incredible.
It's just interesting how road construction was happening in Asin North on the violence. But you know what? On that note, on the Asin North note, you go to Parliament where the NDC MP James Jachi Kwesi for the Asin North constituency will be sworn in and as the MP for the constituency. We'll go back, but let's cross over to Parliament and bring you that feed.
Honourable members, I have received from the Electoral Commission the rate of election on the Asin North by-election held on Tuesday, 27th June 2023, and I shall proceed to read the relevant parts of the communication. The communication is dated 30th June 2023.
So we'll bring you that feed, what is happening in Parliament now. But Jude, this is what has happened in Parliament. James Yasi-Quayson has been sworn in.
Yeah, I mean, briefly before we went there, we're talking about the fact that the roads problem has become a main thing with regards to our politics, right? With every election cycle that comes, you see people agitating for their roads to be fixed. Then government, after all the constraints as a result of the double whammy that the vice president has been trumpeting on, says that some roads can be fixed, or we shelve the project, focus on some, and come back to deal with the others. Then out of the blue, there are 2 by-elections, right, in Kumewu and in Asin. And overnight, we see the roads being fixed. I mean, it was quite interesting when Bernard spoke to the NPP Director of Elections, Mr. Nimako, and asked him about this very thing we are discussing. And it was quite an interesting response. So he says that road construction goes through a particular process. It doesn't happen overnight.
But you just hold your thoughts there. No. Let's go again to Parliament and bring you the feed.
And the number of votes cast in respect of each of the candidates at the election is as follows. I'll mention the candidate and then the votes obtained. 1, Charles Opoku. 12,630 votes. 2, Sefenu Benes Enyonam, 87 votes. 3, Quayson James Jachi, 17,245 votes. 17,245 votes. Honourable members, it's on the basis of these results that the Electoral Commission declared Quayson James Jachi as the duly elected Member of Parliament for the Asin North constituency. Honourable members, Order 14.1 of the Standing Orders stipulates that every member shall, before taking his seat formally in Parliament, take and subscribe before the Speaker in the House and the presence of other members of Parliament the oath of allegiance and the oath of a Member of Parliament set out in Appendix C1 and 3 to these orders. Honourable members, furthermore, Order 14.2 states that a member, instead of taking the oath, may subscribe to a solemn affirmation as stated in these orders. Before I invite the honourable member elect to be sworn in, it is important I draw the attention of the House to the presence of some of our compatriots who have come to witness the swearing in of the Member of Parliament. The list is long, and I will not be able to mention all the names of those present. But I have before me the name of the former President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I am informed he is leading the members from the National Democratic Congress to witness the swearing in. And so, Honorable Johnson Asiedu Inketia, Chairman of the party, Ni Ashimo, Greater Accra Regional Chairman, Honorable Totobi Kwashi, Honorable Adekoka, Mr. Sami Jemfi, and Ambassador Victor Smith. From the Asin North constituency, we have a retinue of chiefs and queen mothers. The list is quite tall, and so I will generally acknowledge the representatives of the paramount chief. I am informed they are being led by Nana Hima Ntiamwa of Asin Breku. That is the Queen Mother. And the linguist Ochiame Kwame Ato, also from Asin Breku. We have, supported by a large number of other chiefs and totaling 23. We also have a number of leaders of churches, the clergy, and there are only 6 of them, so I mentioned their names. We have Pastor Sichofi Kabu, Baptist Church, Reverend Emmanuel Asare, True Word Ministry, Reverend Charles Ewa Samaritan, Christian Church, Reverend Felix Frimpong, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Very Reverend Bensford, Methodist Church, and Reverend Ebenezer Do Afo, Lighthouse International Church. Honorable members, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his entourage, International Church. Honorable members, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his entourage are rightfully seated at the distinguished visitors gallery to my right. The others are definitely at the public gallery. Honorable members, I, on behalf of the House, welcome them to this swearing ceremony. I now invite the Honorable Member-elect for the Ascendorf constituency to proceed to the Speaker's dais to be sworn into office. I shall now proceed to administer the oaths, starting with the oath of allegiance. You've been here before, so you know the drill. So I start. I, James Jachi Kwesen, do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance So I just follow him. Yeah.
Honorable member, you are not covered by the pillar. And if you catch my eye again, I'll take the necessary action against you. Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As the law established.
That I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
That I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect. And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And defend the Constitution and the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We now take the oath of a member of Parliament.
I, James Jachi Kwesen,
having been elected a member of Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
to the Republic of Ghana,
to the Republic of Ghana,
as by law established,
as by law established,
that I will uphold,
that I will uphold,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a member of Parliament.
Discharge the duties of member of Parliament.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Honorable members, congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Parliament of Ghana and the 275 members, I offer you the essential, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the standing orders of the Parliament of Ghana. Every day you are going to your farm, you must have your cutlass or your hoe to go to work.
That's right.
Today, I will start observing you.
Thank you.
Whether when you are on the floor here, you have these tools to work with.
Thank you.
And so on behalf of the House, I hand them over to you.
Okay. That's the same. Okay.
Honorable members, I want, on behalf of all of you, to congratulate the Honorable James Kwesi Jachi. I welcome him to the House and to draw his attention that this is a very, very important role he's going to play. But before I continue, it's important that I invite the leaders of the House to also add some words of congratulations to the honorable member on his election and how they intend to welcome him to the House. Honorable members, we'll start with the minority leader. Honorable members, please, if you catch my eye, I'll do the right thing. Yes, minority leader. Marshal, do the appropriate thing. You are not supposed to have cameramen here without permission. Yes, Minority Leader. Minority Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to congratulate our colleague, the Honorable James Jachi Kwesi, on his re-election, him back to the House of Parliament, where he rightly belongs. Mr. Speaker, his success in the by-election represents a victory for our democracy and a clear evidence of the savviness of the Ghanaian electorate. Right Honorable Speaker, the Assin North constituency witnessed, unfortunately, a sudden outburst of new, unplanned, and unbudgeted projects, including the distribution of cash amid a major economic crisis of our lifetime. So, Speaker, all this was to influence voters. Immediately, Honorable James Jachi Kwesi's election was declared null and void and of no legal effect by the Supreme Court of Ghana. The Speaker, the good people of Assin North, however, demonstrated cannot be bought by virtual projects or cash. Right Honorable Speaker, on the 7th of December 2020, the good people of Assin North expressed their mandate freely and elected Mr. James Jachi Kwesi to represent them in the House. Sadly, on the 6th of January 2021, every effort has been made by proxies of government to prevent Mr. Kwesi from representing his people, including rejecting him from functioning as a member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, and this lasted for almost 14 months until the Supreme Court finally made their pronouncement. Right Honorable Speaker, when these machinations by proxies of government failed to break the resolve of Mr. Kwesi, the government then took up the challenge frontally and instituted a criminal charge against him, with the Attorney General virtually urging the High Court to hear the matter on a daily basis, all to prevent Mr. Kwesi from campaigning for re-election. Mr. Speaker, the President even went further by calling on voters of Assin North not to vote for Mr. Kwesi because he was jail-bound. Mr. Speaker, the President was certain and categorical when he said, don't vote for someone who will end up in jail. Right Honorable Speaker, this singular categorical statement from His Excellency the President is not only prejudicial, Mr. Speaker, it is a threat to fair trial and justice, and therefore undermines the judicial system, which is indeed the anchor of our democracy. Right Honorable Speaker, all these machinations did not deter nor weaken Mr. Kwesi's resolve. Indeed, he continued to serve his people and live his vision. Mr. Speaker, it was therefore not surprising that the good people of Assin North reaffirmed their confidence in him at the just ended election on the 27th of June 2023. With a wider margin, Mr. Speaker, they voted massively for him, and he obtained a whopping 57.56% of the valid vote cast. Mr. Speaker, the people of Assin North have sent a clear message to all politicians, Mr. Speaker, and the government of the day in particular, that they cannot be hoodwinked by sharing of money, nor be intimidated by threats. It is the same message that Ghanaians are sending to all of us, that in the year 2024, they will exercise their franchise based on their conscience, and no amount of threat nor threat will dissuade them from voting out the administration that we are witnessing. So, Speaker, Ghanaians are really appalled by the abysmal economic mismanagement, poor governance, and increasing level of corruption, leading to unprecedented economic hardship being experienced by the people of Ghana. So, Speaker, the time has come for us as politicians, and rightly so, the political class, to have a rethink about the worsening monetarization of our elections and its negative impact on our democracy. Right Honorable Speaker, I must commend our colleague, Mr. Kwesi, for his courage and resilient spirit. He has prevailed in the face of persecution. I am aware that today he is due to appear in court, the Speaker, to defend the trump-up charges against him. My message to him is to take solace in the good book, in Deuteronomy 31:6, which says, the Speaker, do not be afraid or terrified because of them. The Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. The Speaker, I wish to serve notice. The Speaker, I wish to serve notice that the entire minority group will accompany our colleague to court today and any other day that he is to appear in court. Mr. Speaker, we are solidarizing with our colleague and we will not participate in the business of the House anytime our colleague is in court, and we will be withdrawing from the chamber after this ceremony if the court processes indeed happens today. So, Speaker, amid persecution, cooperation will certainly suffer. So, Speaker, a word to a wise is in assent not. A word to a wise is in assent not. So, Speaker, let me use this opportunity to thank you once again for the opportunity. But let me also note that it is only until you swore him in that our colleague, Honorable James Jache Kwesi, swore the oath of allegiance, and not when he filed his nomination at the Electoral Commission. That should be noted by all stakeholders of state. Speaker, I urge the government to listen to the good people of Assent North and do the right thing. I urge you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, before I invite the majority leader, the leader of the House, to also say a word, my attention has been drawn to the fact that the Central Regional Chairman of the NDC, Professor Asedu, together with other members of the Central Regional Executives are here, and the executives, constituency executives of Assent North, they are also present. Now, it is the turn of the majority leader to welcome and congratulate the honourable member.
James Jache Kwesi, because, Mr. Speaker, the Supreme Court has ruled that his own swearing in on January 7th, 2021 was an anomaly and indeed was null and void. An anomaly and indeed was null and void. So people should appreciate the import of the Constitution that we have all sworn to uphold. Mr. Speaker, in swearing him in, you run him through the oath. All of us have sworn to do that. Mr. Speaker, the eligibility and qualification criteria for members of Parliament are set out in Article 94 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the tenure of office of members of parliament are also provided for.
Honourable members, this is a very important occasion. Please, listen to the majority leader.
Speaker, as I said, the tenure of office of members of parliament is also provided for under Article 97(1), which every member has sworn to uphold. Of particular importance, Mr. Speaker, is 71(e), which provides a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament if any circumstances arise such that if he were not a member of parliament would cause him to be disqualified or be ineligible for election under Article 94 of this Constitution. Mr. Speaker, if this provision comes to be applied, nobody from a true conscience can say that this is persecution or selective justice. Let us respect the Constitution that all of us are sworn to uphold. Selectivity would be when you elect to apply in piecemeal the entirety of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, so people should understand and appreciate this Constitution. And when it comes to be applied, it is not selective justice. Mr. Speaker, examples are born in this House. We witnessed the appearance and disappearance of the Honorable Samuel Nyimaka. In 1997, was applied. He appeared and had to disappear. The Honorable Demu Secondary. He appeared and disappeared. Article 97 came to be applied. So, Mr. Speaker, when you have people talking about selective justice, you wonder where they are coming from. We have decided, indeed, committed ourselves to uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic. Mr. Speaker, I hear my colleague say that some political party was engaged in the distribution of cash. Some political party. Mr. Speaker, I also witnessed some political party distributing machetes, insecticides, and Wellington boots. If you're talking about corrupting the protest, liability also can be expressed. Be truthful to yourself and your conscience. Mr. Speaker, we welcome our colleague. He entered this House, rightly or wrongly, but he cultivated friends whilst his stay here lasted. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure that anybody can say that Yachikwe Singh is an enemy to him. We may disagree on a few things, but I believe that across the political divide, he made so many friends. Mr. Speaker, I believe the NDC want to believe that what victory that our colleague has chalked, and indeed we must congratulate him. The NDC want to believe that this is a peak victory that would hurt the pride of the MPP, as the minority leader has alluded to. Of course, on the other hand, we, the party of the MPP, also believe that this is a victory of phantasmal character that certainly may not last. But, Mr. Speaker, the choice of the people of Assin North, and we must, everybody, The rest of it is in the hands of the Attorney General. Mr. Speaker, the rest of it, to move from here, is in the hands of the Attorney General. Whilst he remains here, we can only embrace him as a member of Parliament, coming here to be part of the fraternity whilst it lasts. Mr. Speaker, so on behalf of the majority, let me welcome him and hope that he'll be able to discharge his functions to his constituents whilst it lasts. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Honourable members, I believe we now have the full complement of the members of Parliament in the House. It's my duty to always direct the clerk to inform the Electoral Commission as to the vacancy of a seat in this House. I hope I will not be given the opportunity again to so direct that it be declared vacant. With this, I humbly plead with you to go by the rules and don't compel me to so direct again. I know when to apply the whip. And so those of you who have decided not to go by my directive and you are breaching the rules, I'm taking note of all of you. And now for the whip, we apply it in various ways. And I can assure you that it will be applied. Honourable member, you are most welcome to the House. You have been elected by the people of Assin North constituency. You represent all those who voted for you and those who voted against you, and even those who did not vote. So you represent all the people of Assin North constituency. Just like how His Excellency the President represents all the people of Ghana. Whoever breaches these rules so at the peril of the position you occupy. I handled a number of petitions before as a lawyer. And when I speak, I know why I say those statements about selective justice. And I stand by those statements. And I can produce evidence, solid evidence to support my position. So please, if the reference to the use of selective justice is to what I said,
Honourable members, with this, we'll proceed with the business of the House. And with your permission, all those who are here because of this ceremony, you have my permission to depart from the chamber. I can't say you are discharged because you are not appearing before us for anything. But we are happy to have you, particularly the chiefs and queen mothers from the Asin North constituency. Congratulations for having a very peaceful and harmonious election and for making sure that our democracy is deepened. We are grateful to you. Honourable members, Your Honour Speaker, with your kind permission, we have Honourable members, in view of the transition, I will suspend sitting for a few minutes. I think 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So sitting is accordingly suspended for 30 minutes.
So the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has suspended sitting for 15 minutes after the swearing in of James Gyakye Quayson as Member of Parliament for Asin North after his re-election that happened in June 27. Well, that is how we end today's edition of CNR Extra here on CCTV. My name is Philip Nilata. I did this with Judy Mensa Duncan. Many thanks for your time and keep watching CCTV.